We back with another one, man. Another metaphysics of our reality with Ja. And man, I've been deep in the books, deep in my studies, man. The research is on another level, and I've been taking care of my normie matrix duties, so took some time to do all that, but here I am. I'm about to go hard because there's too much I could show people. I wish I could just boom, boom, but it doesn't work like that. But today's subject is weather modification without we the people's permission. And this was the perfect day to do this. I'm in Maryland and it's almost June. And there's a certain pattern you're used to in any state, but especially here. So we've been dealing with 80, 90, 70 degree weather. Then all of a sudden it's 50 degrees, clouds in the sky. You have to change your attire. It's a complete mind fuck, right? One day I'm at the pool reading a book. The next day you're wearing hoodies and cold. You have to turn the heat on. So part of this main point of this video is this is done without our permission. And some people claim to know about this stuff, but they don't fully understand what this means and what they do. Because there's always these levels. There's what you know about, what they're actually doing, and then what's not talked about anymore. And that means it's usually already in action. I mean, if you have any eyes and any sense, you can see Bill Gates' little sun blocking plan is in order right now. So I got things set up a little different, a little slight production value, but I already had the TV. And I just want to show y'all the various ways they control the weather through whether it's cloud seeding, the HAARP program, which people can't seem to get a lot of proof on because it's not something you would be able to see. It's literally manipulation of tectonic plates. And then you got cloud seeding, and then you got cloud creation, which I'm about to show you first. And this even fucked with me because I'd never seen it actually done. And then the fact that it's actually on camera. And it's in two different perspectives. One, NASA will say, oh, they're working on engines, which is, about space travel and how fake that is. You already know. But then my man pretty much breaks it down. So I hope y'all can hear. I mean, there's not really much to hear, but I just want y'all to look at how they create rain clouds.
Don't worry if you can't hear what I'm saying. I couldn't even hear myself. This is the loudest sound you could possibly conceive. And as it turns out, the cleanest.
It's crazy. Look.
Now, the most amazing thing is that cloud up there, which was generated by the engine, is just a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen. It's water vapor. And in about an hour...
I'm gonna pause right there. You see that shit though? Right? You could venture to say that maybe 20% of the clouds you see aren't real, they're created. Maybe more. But here's a very important teaching moment from, let's shout out to Dr. Phil Valentine. He put me onto this knowledge. He said how it's created with just hydrogen and oxygen and water vapor because this whole environment we live in is variations of water. You got vapor, you got ice, you got running water, you got condensation. When a cold drink is in the heat, that condensation manufactures from somewhere, correct? You got sweat, you got steam. And then when you really get into the research, space is water. That's what NASA doesn't want to tell you. They couldn't get past the Van Allen belt, which is some whole other shit. They give it these names, but that's not what it is. And that's a whole nother thing. I don't want to get too deep into that, but they show you how they create clouds with simple hydrogen. I bet they just heat it up or mix in artificial oxygen with that. But it's all water. How I have the video talking about Moses West and how he has the water machine that can pull water, clean water out of the sky. So this is kind of the reverse effect.
Now it's time. Someone in Mississippi is going to get wet washing. It will actually rain. I told you. It's raining. That's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
NASA's playing God. It's
You heard that?
weather.
NASA's playing God. You see the snake symbol in their little symbol? Now, NASA's doing this. With their satellites, they use most of the world's helium supply because of those satellites you think are just floating in space. They're balloons. They take our money to do these fake things, to manipulate everything, to manufacture things. So even down to, let alone space travel, and let alone the weather they create, they got the CGI photos of the globe that people just believe. They got you indoctrinated from childhood with the globes in the classroom and the space. But NASA's taking all their money to invest it in not telling the truth about what they can't do. It's weird. You don't really know why. I mean, you kind of do, but you don't fully know. Why don't y'all just be honest? People would forgive y'all. They're so mind controlled. But back to NASA, right? Who started NASA? Werner von Braun, Nazi. Jack Parsons, Satanist. L. Ron Hubbard, Scientologist. And guess who else? Walt Disney. Not only a film studio owner, but a pedophile. And that's where they filmed the moon landings. There's a timeline for all this, but I'm just showing you that NASA's involved in all this shit. They're manipulating our reality. That's why you literally have to start to break these things down to find the truth. Now, as a driver, some months back, we experienced multiple variants of snow. There was these little weird balls of snow that apparently my man is showing that you can't even burn.
Snow. So someone told me to light it with a lighter and see if it melts. So
then they had the slushy snow that had you slipping out on the roads, and they had the solid snow that it was solid. 3 different snows in a week.
Lighter. See if it melts.
And then you got snow that won't melt with a lighter?
Yo, it's not melting, bro.
Yo.
The snow is not melting. But why is it melting, bro? It should be like... Why is the snow getting burnt? Snow might be fake.
It's like... It doesn't melt, really. Look at my hand. It's like not...
Shit's crazy because we don't pay attention to these things. Like when I drove to Florida, it was snowing here. Then you see how it clears up just in Virginia, down to the Carolinas to Florida. You're dealing with 80-degree weather in February. But the funny part, we come back, it's 70 degrees here in February. So why I'm saying they're doing it without the people's permission. Do you want this? Do you want the sun blocked out like Bill Gates wants it? Like, do you want these things? Did you get a choice?
Instead of creating super clunky corporate software. What you didn't realize is that Bill Gates doesn't think of himself that way. Bill Gates doesn't think of himself as some guy who got super rich making bad software. Bill Gates thinks of himself as God, in control of the solar system. And that's why Bill Gates is now backing something called sun-dimming technology that would reflect sunlight out of the Earth's atmosphere, causing global cooling. Ooh.
You're gonna pause it right there. Look, this is how these things work. This was in the news years ago, talking about he was investing in this with other people, obviously, other companies, probably owned by him through little ghost companies. And then people start exposing or remembering this and bringing it back out all years later. But the science behind that is, if it came out back then and they were talking about it, they were already working on it. They probably already had working models of this going on for years. I mean, cloud seeding is almost 100 years old. So the dimming sun, blocking the sun with these artificial clouds, I mean, they probably been doing that since before he even announced it. But here's the science. So they say they're going to do it. Now they're talking about he was planning to do it still. But from my clear point, it's already being done. And then you got puppets like him that pretend to be upset. You know, that's all part of the show. They're all Masons, aka actors for the world stage. That's kind of what gets you in. Most of the presidents are Masons, skull and bones, whether they're blooded in or they joined the Masons and ranked up. Presidents have to be by blood, though. But you got your athletes, your newscasters, your high-level CEOs. You know, a lot of these people are Freemasons. Police. Got a few videos I'm gonna do. I mean, that's one of my levels of research, because I like to be able to prove these things. They're not fake. And the Masons, boy, they got a lot of lies. The NASA people, most of them are Freemasons because they have to go along with the act. I bet you they have dirt on all of them. But yeah, we're not gonna watch all this, but this man's trying to block the sun, and it's happening right now. Especially in places like Maryland, and probably worse in other places like Seattle and all that. What if you were to find out in Seattle, it's only like that by design? That'd be crazy, right? You'd be pissed. People should be pissed. Let's see what else. Show you how it's actually done. This isn't a myth. This is cloud seeding. They literally spray certain particles in clouds to manipulate the weather that way. And again, that heat source, that's probably what gets that combination going to where it's manipulating the actual weather. In an environment of water, it's not hard. Heat, cooling, various things can manipulate our environment. Some for good though, some for bad. I mean, if there's a country having a shortage of water, my man Moses West has a machine that can pull it out for him. The government won't tell you about that, right? They won't tell you these things because they don't want a perfect world. They don't want people to benefit. They don't want benevolent people to shine. Think about all the leadership. They all push negative stuff, even down to this pandemic. Where's the health advice? Where's the sun? Get some exercise, eat better. Like, where's that advice, right? Stay inside, stay out of the sun. I mean, they're blocking the sun too. And sun and clean water is the key to life on this whole plane for everything. So the fact that they're blocking out, we should all be pissed. The fact that they're doing anything to it, we should all be very upset. And yeah, people been talking about this stuff. I'm only showing you a little bit just to get you the idea of, do y'all understand that they manipulate our whole reality?
Researchers took to the skies over western Idaho 3 different times.
People should be pissed. Especially, think about what happened in Haiti.
Using precipitation images and specialized radar systems, the results are in. 67 minutes of snow from clouds that otherwise wouldn't have produced a single flake, dusting roughly 900 square miles. Enough water to fill 282 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Next steps,
but people don't have clean water. You know what I'm saying? And she's laughing and smiling about this shit. And I know she might be just, you know, playing her little role, but come on now. People are dying. Let's see if I got that in here. People know, people overseas be knowing what this government's up to. This Nazi government. And I can't wait to expose all this shit.
Earthquake that he thinks the U.S. was behind. Spanish newspaper ABC quotes Chavez as saying that the U.S. Navy launched a weapon capable of inducing a powerful earthquake off the shore of Haiti. He adds that this time it was only a drill, and the final target is destroying and taking over Iran. The existence of a tectonic weapon has never been proved, but its use is often suspected by conspiracy theorists. For example, a leader of Georgia's
The CIA term by a CIA agent reporter. They made up that term after people questioned JFK's assassination, right? They keep using it though. But yeah, you won't see much proof of heart because it's probably just an energy weapon. You probably don't have to physically see anything. But look at this shit. Haiti gets hit with it, but not the Dominican Republic. And I've already covered the history of that weird hypocrisy right there. But this is why the shit should make you mad. Not only do they cause a disaster to the homeland of people, they stole the children and attempted to steal the children. I got Hillary Clinton's aide getting caught trying to sneak kids to the Dominican Republic. These are facts.
Disaster it's just overwhelming. When you drive through the streets, of course, you see all of the rubble. You smell decaying bodies buried underneath that rubble. There's garbage piling up everywhere. People are just desperate to reach out to anyone they can. Please help us. We have nothing. We have nothing left. As a photographer, there are people and moments that you witness that.
And I'm just giving you an idea why you should be pissed. Did you permit this? They used taxpayer dollars, and you know, money's fiat, but they use our time to represent that money. They use that type of those funds to do shit like this. So back to the people's permission. We gotta take back our permission for shit like this. Only a small percentage of people run this world, and they're doing it with no consent from the people that are being experimented on. You got your government, you got the medical system, you got the schooling system, you got you got it all centralized by the same people. Your entertainment system, your media, it's all controlled and centralized by the same people. My next short film or flick or video, whatever you want to call it, will be exposing the Rockefellers and the Carnegies, but mostly the Rockefellers, how he monopolized oil when they caught him up in that. He monopolized everything and centralized everything from the medical system to our fuel sources to our education system. It's crazy. These little low vibe creatures ruined what we could be having, a utopia. Imagine free clean water, free energy, being able to grow your own food, right? Dealing with weather that's not manipulated. Back to the subject, like, we gotta start complaining to the right people and stop doing these stupid ass marches for nothing, for psyops, right? This is the type of shit that actually matters and that we can all connect to, because who doesn't want it to be nice? What if it's supposed to be nice today, right? So that's basically it, man. I wanted to test out this way of doing things so I could just quickly get to it and comment while watching. But let's wake up, man. Like, this is one of those things that this relates to us all. Because in my studies, I've really found that all of these things connect. And it all comes back to, what are we gonna do about it? What do we think about it? Right? We can't keep being cowards. Right? But peace, man. Let's wake up. Let's raise the vibration of this conscious plane so we can observe that conscious and bear the fruits of that. Imagine a world where everyone's living their higher selves. We literally could change the course of history right now. Empires only last for so long. They had a nice little run, but that shit's gotta end. Peace.